Our first qualifier on the track tonight out of Otis, Oregon. That is the number 28 of Jimmy Whistler. Sponsored by Whistler Custom Construction. Very fast last night. See what he can pull off here on lap number 1. He'll take the white flag from Doug Ryan. Stops the clocks 14.404. 14.404. Got that open motor all wound up hard into turn 3. Touches the brakes, pushes a little bit at the apex, drives it hard out of turn 4, crosses the stripe. Lap number 2, 14.394. 14.394 for the 28 of Jimmy Whistler. Whistler shuts her down, pulls her off the track. Next qualifier set to roll out will be the winningest driver in the history of this event, driving the number 2H. He is out of Salinas, California. That is Bobby Hogue. We had an interesting conversation with Hogue earlier today as they were working on the car, and very candid. No one was around. Him and I had a great conversation about what was wrong with that car last night, what they found. He was a little frustrated with that machine. Brian, after last night being so fast in early stages and having the car fail on him, he just couldn't believe what they found wrong with it. But he's back in action tonight, and typical Bobby Hogue, he's very confident and he's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that I don't think he lets anything bother him because he's so focused.
That is, and you're right when you say that. When you talk about Bobby Hogue, his focus when it comes to his racing program is second to none.
Yeah, he's been doing it for so long and following in his father's footsteps. So, it's something that's in the blood. But, yeah, we're not having the 2. It's going to be the 111.
The 111 out of Portland, Oregon, sponsored by Eastside Paving. That is an X-Factor VS1 chassis built up in the Northwest. He finished 4th in last night's feature. We'll see what Joey Tanner can pull off here on night number 2 in his qualifying effort. We're running a CT 525 crate engine. He'll take the white flag. Lap number 1 on the clocks. He goes 14.068, 14.068. Working the high side through turns 1 and 2. Feathered the throttle. Good run down the backstretch into turn 3. Hard to the bottom. Going to let it set. Over on the right rear. Stops the clocks on lap number 2 with a time of 14.110, 14.110.
Wow, it looks like the 2 will not go next. It's going to be the Tan Ant out of Bakersfield, California. It's the Sandman of Rob Sanders. Sanders brings that car on the throttle out of turn number 4 to get that lap 1 and of qualifying here at the 33rd Annual Budweiser Nationals, night number 2. Let's see what the Sandman can do as he comes out of turn number 4 for lap number 1. He will pick up a 14.664 for the Sandman of Rob Sanders out of Bakersfield, California, the West Coast Boring sponsored car as he comes out of turn 4. Oh, a little bit loose there as he comes out of 4, but he'll pick up the checker flag. Oh, a 14.283. A 14.283.
Now on the track from Arroyo Grande, California. Part of the Toast Construction, Pappas Construction Monarch Mega Storage sponsored machine, the 91 of Tony Toast. Toast loving these dry slick tracks. Very good on them every night on night number 2. Takes the white flag. 13.529. 13.529 for Tony Toast.
Good enough for fast time at this point.
Definitely fast time as he's coming through. Gets it a little higher than usual. Keeps the RPMs up. Lets it roll. 15.793.
Next qualifier on the track, last night's feature winner in the number 5L. This is Cody Laney. Had this car all kinds of cranked up last night as he drove to feature victory here on night number 1 last night. He was absolutely dominant after a small little tangle with Bobby Hogue out of turn 4. He is on the clocks now. High into turn 3. Drives it to the low side out of turn 4. Lap number 1 for the 5L of Laney. 14.791. 14.791 for the 5L of Cody Laney. Laney looking to sweep the weekend. You can't dismiss that thought as fast as he was last night. Lap number 2, a little bit better. 14.208. 14.208 for the 5L of Cody Laney.
On the track now, it's the number 75 out of Santa Maria, California. It's the Spider of Rick Coffey. Coffey going back to the old 75 as that was the number he started racing at, and he's going to end his career with that number 75 as tonight will be one of almost the last races he will run He picks up a 15.157, a 15.157. And if you look close, race fans, down there either on the 7 or the 5, he's got a small spider with the number 55 that he ran back in the day. So give it up to Rick Coffey, the number 75. Lap number 2 will pick up a 15.254, 15.254.
Coming out in a blaze of glory across the backstretch, the 11X. Steve the Snake Drake from San Luis Obispo, California. He was Wolfpack rocket as he looked like a rocket coming off the backstretch, smoke included. All the powder and the dust out there as he comes across the start-finish line for the white flag. 13.586, second fastest to this point. Just a shade behind Tony Tost. Drake brings it in once again. Slides it in.
That's your fast lap.
That could be right there. No siree.
Wow.
13.997.
Believe this is Nick Bartels in the number 27 tonight. He is the defending champion of the Budweiser Nationals. He got the win last year in dramatic fashion, to say the least, with about 4 laps to go, inherited the lead.
Yeah, night
Nick
number
Bartels
2.
out of Marina Del Rey. Oh, Bartels hard into the turn 3 wall. Just like we saw Joey Tanner on night number 1 last year. He entered turn 3 hot, touched the brakes. The car went straight to the turn 3 wall. Heavy contact. That is a bad start for night number 2 for Nick Bartels, your defending champion of this race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Bartels family. If they've got another car back there that they could throw him in, or if they're just going to try to repair this one. They know they've got the 12. The 12 had motor issues last night.
And they did bring another car for Ron, I believe.
You guys aren't broadcasting on the PA. I was outside, there's no sound.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody came up to tell us?
Nick Bartels over in turn 3 having some issues. Got everything, got the hook out there. They're taking a look at the car, making sure no liquids on the track.
That was a big hit for Nick Bartels, the defending champion here at the Budweiser Nationals, just like we saw Joey Tanner into turn 3 last year. Totaled his car, got it repaired, and came back and was racing for the win. That looked identical to what we saw last year with the 111.
Yeah, the only difference is when Tanner hit, it was night number 1, and he had all
Right.
overnight to fix it.
Right.
Now you're looking, talking about being under the gun. You got 12-plus hours that you can't fix your car. So,
If they're going to get the thing fixed, it's crunch time. They've got to get it out there and go to work.
I'm pretty sure they're already over there looking at his trailer going, what can we do to fix it?
Mike, taking a look at the speed chart right now, our fast qualifier to this point is
Tony Tost with a 13.529.
13529. Second fastest, Steve Drake.
13586 for Drake. Then you got Joey Tanner in the 14.068. Then Cody Laney in the 4th spot, 14.208. Sanders, 14.283. Whistler with a 14.394. Rick Coffey with a 15.157. And Nick Bartels, who's not going to be able to make his qualifying attempt.
Rob Sanders was last night's fast qualifier in qualifying with a 12.600.
Yeah, so you're looking at almost 2:10.
2
seconds.
2 seconds. Yeah.
Well, the fast qualifier tonight's 1 second off of last night at a 13.529. So we're a second.
1 second in motorsports might as well be an eternity.
Oh, yeah, 1 second. You're looking at from basically where they're picking up Nick Bartels' car to the start-finish line.
Almost. It's a long ways on a track like this. And Brian, from what you saw last night to right now when we're watching a qualifying, what do you think?
We got a different storyline out there with the track.
A lot different.
Just
and
like
that's
you said earlier, the track. This track has a tendency to change between night 1 and night 2. And I talked to a couple of drivers earlier, and they said that it looked good for the heat races they saw, but when it was time for them to race, the track had changed.
And that's one thing we love about the Budweiser Nationals is when you show up here to race this 2-day event, you might as well go to 2 different tracks because that's what you're going to get in qualifying and features from night 1 to night 2.
Oh, yeah. This does, multiple different configurations on this track when it comes to conditions. Now on the track, the 78S of Steve Stoltz. Now, in Stoltz's mind, what do you if you were Stoltz and you just saw Bartels go up against the wall, what are you thinking now as a driver? Besides, don't do what he did.
Well, it definitely gets in your head, and you got to wonder what happened. Was it a failure? Was it a wet spot on the track? I mean, what caused that is the first thing you're going to be thinking of, and look at how cautious he is into turn 3.
Yeah, you're going to start overthinking things again.
It's a very mental game we play.
Well, with the incident
15-4-6-6, lap number 2 for the 78 of Stoltz.
But with the incident with Nick Bartels, if you look real close, I think something broke on the left front, like a tire rod.
And it could be. You could be right. Our next qualifier on the track out of Oregon in the number 42 Superior Fuel Cells X Factor chassis. This is Paul Culp. Paul Culp getting dangerously close to that turn 3 wall. He is the owner of Superior Fuel Cells that you see in a lot of these late models. A lot of smoke out of the front end of that 42 car. Culp going to shut her down.
Yeah, that looked like knock knock. Who's there? Cylinder 5.
He was quick on the draw to shut that ignition system off. He was paying attention to what was going on ahead of him, no doubt. We saw some guys last night that didn't quite get that done and did some damage.
See if he's going to be able to make it all the way around under power, or he's going to pull it off to the inside. Not quite sure, but he's got a little bit of rolling to do. Calling for the push truck.
Today hasn't been a very good day for the late models.
It's been a little different than what we saw yesterday. It has been. It has been. We've seen, the time's 2 seconds off. We've seen the defending champion in the wall. We've seen Culp already with some type of mechanical issue, whether it was engine or whatnot. But we saw a lot of smoke, and we saw him shut her down as quick as there's some fluid out of that underneath that car. There's some fluid down there on the racetrack.
And we've seen Steve
We'll have to get some quick dry down there out of turn 4. That is oil. That does not look like water. We get the track officials to let these guys know there's oil down there.
Well, on the track now, race fans out of Vacaville, California, I believe, the 28G of Clark. And look at Clark Guglielmone. He gets the car straightened back out. He'll try to go for lap number 1 here at the Budweiser Nationals. He comes out of turn 2, keeps the car up on the top side. Let's see if he has luck. Internet turn down there that's been treacherous to most of the drivers this afternoon. He comes out of 4, brings it up high. He'll pick up the checker flag. And he'll pick up a 15.320. On the track now, it looks like the number 23 out of Placerville, California. That's Mike Lightfoot. He's out of Placerville, California. He's being a little easy as he enters turn 3 and out of 4 for lap number 1. He picks the white flag up for lap number 1. He'll pick up a 16.864 for the 23 of Mike Lightfoot out of Placerville, California.
Lightfoot having some issues. Looks like the car jumped out of gear down the backstretch. Heard it rev up, and he's fighting that car, and now he's back under power.
Yeah, something not going good with that 23 car either now.
Next qualifier on the track in the number 18 out of Coos Bay, Oregon. This is a Masters-built chassis. This is Devin Brown making his first appearance here at the Budweiser Nationals. Devin Brown working the high side through turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1, 15.242. Got through turns 1 and 2 pretty well. Hard into turn 3. Up, pushes up towards that turn 3 wall. Had to touch the brakes. Kept it off the wall. Did a good job at driving. He'll stop the clocks on his final qualifying effort with a 16.290.
And here comes the golf cart race fans. And lap number 1.
Get the calendar.
He's taking it to the infield.
Okay, Children's Miracle Network guys, here. Raffle tickets. We're going to be throwing out all kinds of...
Don't forget, race fans, Children's Miracle Network in the house with us tonight. We got raffle tickets that are $1 each, 25 tickets for $20. 100% goes to the Children's Miracle Network. We've got some of the kids with us here at Bakersfield Speedway tonight, getting some golf cart rides to the pit area, and some. They're sitting over here in the family section as well, having a great time, enjoying the races here at the Budweiser Nationals. How do you not, as a kid, enjoy this type of environment?
If I was a kid, I'd be loving it.
Oh man, it's what we grew up. This is what that's what we're here for.
That's true.
It's in our blood.
It's in our blood. All right, race fans, rolling to the track now out of Vacaville, California, in the 22G It's Paul Gigliamone. Gigliamone having a little problem last night. Got the car back.